I was sitting in my dorm room one day and saying, wow, how could I do this all the time? This is so much fun. It's so rewarding. And I said, let me start a tutoring company.
That's what eventually led a New York University student to turn a part-time job into a full-time career. And so Alexandra Mayzler created Thinking Caps Tutoring.
I just jumped right in. I don't think I gave thought to the process in the traditional business planning sense. Probably would have gotten myself more scared had I done that. I just said, you know what, it's all about the kids. I'm going to start, see where it goes, and that was in 2003.
Almost a decade later, Thinking Caps has spread from metropolitan New York City to Houston and Austin, Texas. But before expanding, Alexandra did market research to make sure there was a niche she could fill without compromising her standards.
It's always been very important for me to focus on the quality, and so before I can say we're going to Dallas or we're going to Atlanta or we're going to Boston, I really want to make sure that we can do the really good job that we're doing here and in the other locations that we have already.
Alexandra says Thinking Caps brought in about $800,000 in revenue last year. She employs about 50 tutors and has more than 200 students from grades 2 to 12. They get help on individual subjects and lessons on study skills.
What was consistent is that a lot of students were struggling not because they didn't understand the material or they didn't understand a particular subject matter. They were struggling because they didn't know how to study. They didn't know how to prioritize. They didn't know how to keep track of time, break up their assignments. It was really a study skills issue more than an ability to understand the subject matter.
And another amazing thing about Alexandra is that she not only started a company, but she's the author of 3 books, ACT Demystified, also one on the SAT?
Yep, SAT Demystified. They're actually part of a series from McGraw-Hill. And then the first one was Tutor in a Book, which is a study skills book.
And this accomplished businesswoman and author has some advice for anyone who's thinking about starting their own company.
To understand that long hours are not 8 or 9 hours, but they could very well be 10, 12, 13 hours. And to make sure that that's really a good fit for you and for the lifestyle, because it becomes, at least in the beginning, I think oftentimes an all-encompassing activity, and it's not just a job that you can leave at 5 o'clock.